What's up guys, it's Eugene member. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to show you a couple of seedlings that we planted. I have my trusted scissors here. I'm going to harvest our peppers. So let's get into it. So before we harvest our peppers, I just want to show you some of the things that have been growing. So down here we have two varieties of cabbages. So the green one is the Chinese cabbage, then you have this other one which has a shade of purple. This is the red cabbage. So I'm really excited about the red cabbage. And on this other container we have tomatoes over here. I planted them yesterday, so they are not yet sprouted. Then on this other one I have eggplants, and over here I have coriander. So these two are not yet sprouted, I just planted the other day. And on these other cells, I've been having issues with these ones because it's very hot. They dry out very quickly. As you can see, they are very small. So I've just put them here on a shade. I've put some chilies over here. As you can see, there are some plants that have already died over there. So we have chilies growing over here, which I'm going to transplant. So I'm just putting it on a shaded area to reduce the rate of evaporation. So these are our chilies right here. I'm going to cut one to show you. As you can see, they have a nice red hue to them. These ones are ripe. So we'll harvest the red ones, then the green ones will continue to ripen. So let me just cut this one over here and show you how it looks like. So it's a decent size, nice and juicy. So we're going to harvest the rest. Let me show you the onions, which I also told you, because they are closely packed together, we are not going to let all of them bulb. So we'll be harvesting them as spring onions. But later on I'll make a bigger container where we're going to plant them and let them bulb. So these are red onions, but you can just harvest them at this point. You're going to have nice spring onions. So we're going to be harvesting like this, and maybe we're going to let one or two bulb in this one. So also the same in this other container. We pack them together, so we're going to harvest them as spring onions. And on this container over here, these three yellow containers, so we have watermelons over here. As you can see, this one is starting to grow over here. So these three have planted watermelons. I'm going to build a trellis for them. It's going to look amazing. So on this other container we have radishes. I've never grown radishes, so I'm going to see how they come out, but I know they grow very quickly. So maybe in a month's time we'll be harvesting the radishes. And then on this other one we have these are our beetroots, the same family with the spinach. As you can see, even when they're young they look alike. So we're going to watch them as they grow. And then on this other one we have leeks. As you can see, it's very hot. We are now at the hottest part of the year. January and February is going to be very hot. So vegetables like this, the spinach, they are going to reduce in productivity. Like before the heat, we were harvesting this every 1 week. We will harvest, or maybe every 2 weeks, but right now they're not growing very big. So we're going to find a shaded area like I've done with these ones over here. So as you can see, these spinach, they're not growing very well. So I've tried to find a shaded area for them, just to give them a break from the sun. Then hopefully they can recover. As you can see, they're growing very tough. So when it's very hot, they become very tough and hard, and then they grow very slowly. These other containers over here, we have kanzira. So I've planted them. This is the third time I'm planting kanzira. Every time they grow to about 2 inches, they get attacked by aphids and they all die. So I'm going to use wood ash. I collected some. Let me show you right over here. We have wood ash in this container. So what I'm going to do is just to sprinkle on top of them. So these ones are still young, so I'm not going to put any on them, but on cabbages, just sprinkle on top, and it's going to kill all of them. These ones attract everything from aphids, caterpillars. They all come and attack our cabbages. So I'm going to sprinkle on top of all of them, and this will prevent any of those bugs coming to them. So I can show you on this other one over here. So 2 days ago I sprayed this one with a solution of pepper and garlic. So if I can just come close, and you can see aphids were camping inside here. There were very many. So after spraying that solution of peppers and garlic, all these black beets are dead aphids. So after I've killed them, I'm now going to spray them with this wood ash, just as a prevention, to make sure that they don't come back. So once you put it like that, the pests will not come back and the cabbage will be free from every. Now that we've applied the wood ash on top of our cabbage, so this will prevent all the pests from coming back. So we'll be applying it regularly. Anytime it rains, we have to apply more. So now we are lucky that it's the period of the dry season. It's now hot and dry. From January to maybe March, we'll not be having any rains. So we'll just be adding any wood ash that is blown by the wind. We'll be topping it up, and that will prevent anything from coming back to the cabbage. So talking about the weather, in ile jua wewe inakushika na kukamua car duster. We've been filming for 30 minutes, but I'm already having the fat sweats. I'm really tired of the sun. So what you're going to do now, you're going to plant plants that really like the sun. They have leaves which absorb the sun and they don't really care about the intensity of the sun. Plants like tomatoes, potatoes. I'm going to plant eggplants. So I have a couple of potatoes that I've stored. I'm just waiting for the eyes to kind of grow to cheat, and then we're going to plant them. Next week we're going to set up our kitchen. We need to start cooking. Also, I want to show you our garden is kind of divided into two. So we have a little shed over here being provided by my house. So this is where we're going to put the plants that don't really like the sun. So things like the lettuce, I've moved them from that side. So they're getting half the amount of sun these other ones are getting. Then these other veggies are just going to slow down a little bit. Like these ones, we've been harvesting them for a while, but now with the hot sun, they'll kind of reduce the production, but they'll still grow. So next week, we're going to set up the kitchen. We're going to plant more sun-loving plants, and then we can continue with growing our YouTube channel. So kindly like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's meet next week.